Glad you're with us. Thanks for getting up with us. I'm Vic Faust, producer Ryan alongside 606 855 282 8255. Our city now jumping on X, Facebook, and YouTube. We're here to be with you for the next 2 hours, ready to rock and roll. Anything that you guys want to talk about, we will do what we need to do. Also, if you have stories, jump in with us today. Things to promote St. Louis, all the time. That's what we do here. Glad you're with us as always. Anything that you want to promote, that's what we do. Just really good stories. Try to do all the positive, try to focus on the positive. But at the same point in time, some of it's not always positive. So we're here. We do what we can do. Okay. You know what our lineup is. We kickstart the day shows from 6 to 8. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us. And then after that, you've got the Jennifer Bordeaux show from 10 to 11 today, from 10 to 11. And then from 11 to 1, it is the Charlie Tuna and his posse show. All things St. Louis, all the time. Some of the things coming up today, let us know. We love it when you guys jump in with us as well. Oh, great. Yeah, when I'm using the hotspot, then I can't promote on the phone. Right. I mean, it's like, you've got to be kidding me. The technical wonders of life. Fun dealing with technical stuff, and I know you guys know what that's like. Okay, we're here with you today. The Blues last night losing to the Rangers. They're not playing poorly. They're just not winning consistently. And when you're not winning consistently, that's an issue. And, you hope, you pray, you wonder, is this team going to be able to put some wins together, string some wins together when it comes to finding out what they can do with this season. They're so close, but so far away, reminding me a little bit of my Missouri football team. So close, but so far away. And it's like, oh, here we go. It's like we have another one of these situations that we're trying to deal with. And then, you look, you try to find anything and everything you can. Hey, Ryan, when we do the shot, can we come in a little closer today, buddy? We're really far away on that shot.
Yeah, I got you.
I appreciate it, man. And
yeah, you're right.
And then the Blues show us, hey, we've got something. And maybe they're just working through it right now. But they're our team. They're our only our major professional sports team rocking and rolling right now. They sit at 20 points. I guess the thing that frustrates me, and I know it's a long season, but the freaking Blackhawks are 4 points ahead of the Blues. I'm like, no. We don't want that to happen. The Blues jumped out to a 1-0 lead last night, but in the first period. Rangers tied it in the second period. And then in the third period, you had the Rangers score 2, the Blues scored 1. And after that, they just couldn't get it. Holloway had a goal. Shin had a goal. Hofer had, he had 17 saves and 20 opportunities. But at the end of the night, it just wasn't meant to be. So the Blues lose from that standpoint. They have one more game left on their road trip right now. They will be playing tomorrow night in New Jersey against the Devils. The Devils are a pretty good team. And it would be really, really, really nice if they could at least come away with a point tomorrow night, because right now points are vital. They desperately need points. And especially with the season being the way that it is, there's a lot of parity. Points are at a premium. And when you're having some of those situations that you're trying to deal with right now, you need to get the points when you can. So the Devils won't be easy. Like I said, they're one of the better teams right now in the league over there in the Eastern Conference. But the Blues playing all these games, all these like 1-goal games, they're just not winning those close games. Maybe that's the next evolution. And if it is, then that's a good thing. But the Devils, as I was just talking about, you look at them, they've got 29 points. They're a 14-7-1 team. Once again, a 14-7-1 team. On the other hand, the Blues are a 7-10-6 team. So they're 7-6. Excuse me, 7-10-6. I was getting that mixed up because we know about those losses. The Devils and the Blues have 20 points. The Devils, on the other hand, have 29 points. So an opportunity for St. Louis to get something done before they come home Friday, because Friday, they've got a Friday match or a hockey skate on Friday. They've got one on Saturday, and then they have one on Monday. But the thing about it is that you've got to win games. It's one thing to come close. But right now, only one team in the entire NHL has fewer wins than the Blues. Nashville has 6. The Blues have 7. Those are the two lowest teams. Calgary even has 8. But it is interesting because the Blues also have 6 overtime losses, meaning they got a point. And that's tied in the Western Conference for the league. So they picked up 6 points there, which is like 3 more wins. So, so Blues have played 23 games. This is they're over a quarter of the way through the season. They're a 7-10-6 hockey team. Does that get you excited? I don't know. It doesn't get me. The good thing is the fact, if there is a positive, if there's something to try to get excited about with the team, what it is the fact that they're playing tight games. That's it. They're playing tight games, and that helps. And we can talk more about the Blues throughout the day as we come through there. Other headlines, news from last night. NFL football, the 49ers, they powered one out against against Carolina. The 49ers had a lot of injuries. They're 8-4. They're sitting right there 8-4. Are we calling them an upper echelon team? I don't know. They split with the Rams. They're one team that beat the Rams. They're in the same division with the Rams. That might be the best division in football. The Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers leading the charge of that 4 teams. Or is it the NFC North with the Bears, the Packers, and the Lions? Those are 2 very good divisions with 3 solid teams in each division. I don't think there's another division of football that's quite like them. That's tough. That might be the best right there. The 49ers, the Rams, and the Seahawks, at least from what we've seen so far this year. Pretty impressive from that standpoint, no doubt about that. It is a Tuesday. We were talking about the weather. That was some of the things that we were talking about from last night. The weather, it's not going to look so great today. We're clearing up a little bit. It's going to be a gray skies day, but at the same point in time, the temperature is going to be a little bit better, but a gray day. And then after today, we're going to get some cold temperatures. It's just going to be here. It's going to be cold. It's going to be in the 40s for highs, and you just kind of deal with it. You've got rain moving out this morning. Clouds aren't. Gloomy day. Maybe some spot sprinkles, some drizzle possibly at times. The highs near 60, but then that cold front is sweeping in, and then you're talking about highs in the low 40s, even a high maybe in the upper 30s on Saturday. So it's going to get a little bit colder, noticeably colder on Wednesday, and start to feel like winter, even though we're not quite into winter yet. That's what it's going to feel like. So you can get ready for that too. Just kind of pushing some of the updates out and about. South Carolina State is an 0-6 basketball team. They're playing at Mizzou tonight, who is 6-0. Need I say more? So I think that's going to be a work one. Work on the things that you want to work on, because Mizzou is going to blow them off the court tonight, and they should. Mizzou also plays on Friday, would be their next game, Dennis Gates' old team, Cleveland State, will be at Mizzou. That's a Friday game, and that's 1 p.m. So that's something that you can look forward to as well. That's happening. And then also, as I was talking about things that are coming up this week, when it comes to promoting things that are happening the rest of the week, we were talking about, the Blues play Wednesday, but they also have that games when they get back. That's tomorrow night. They play at the Devils. But then Friday, they also play a 3 p.m. game. I thought that's interesting. They get an afternoon game on Friday, day after Thanksgiving. They'll host the Senators. And then the next night, Friday night, they host Utah at 7 p.m. And then again at 7 p.m. on Monday night when they have their next game after that. So lots of things happening from that standpoint. Also, if you guys know of anything going on, what you've got going on, promoting events, anything from that standpoint, let us know. We will figure out anything and everything we can there. Let me know anything and everything that you guys want to do. I was just reading another. I was just reading a funny message that I got. Sorry, I can't even say it on air. 6:18 is the time. This is Art City Now, producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. Normally the sun's up by now, but it's not. It's a gray day that's ahead of us today. Got to push through a Tuesday on this holiday week. Rye, we say good morning to you as well today. Hopefully you're up and at it today, ready to make the most of your day. I hadn't checked in with you yet today. All good?
Yep, got a long day today, but I'm excited. So, yep.
It's the holiday week. Things start to slow down for some, not for Rye, not for myself, not for many others. But you get an opportunity to see what you got going on. Okay. Some other news from last night that came down. The data centers. Is this going to be a positive or is it going to be a negative in Festus? This all with the advent of AI. With AI and technology, you need AI centers. Those AI centers are the data centers. And you knew this was already going to be pushed through. Festus knew exactly what they were doing from the get-go. Data centers not passing in St. Charles County or the city yet of St. Louis, but Festus did. So what you have now, Festus City Council listened to public comment for 2 hours and voted unanimously to support rezoning 240 acres of their land for recently annexed property. They knew they were going to do, and they did it. This is how a lot of things work. Now, citizens, if you don't like it, you just remember who was in office that you voted in, and then you move forward. If you do like it, you remember who was in office, and you keep them in. So it opens the door for the developer CRG, who we've seen continually try to get a data center in the St. Louis area. They're going to move forward to move that into the data center site. And city officials said that rezoning is the only step in a process that would still need to meet city requirements and include community input before moving forward. Not community support, but input. So there were plenty, as we've seen, citizens who oppose these data centers. One person that was there last night said, when someone says they're not voting on a data center, they're avoiding the truth. The site is surrounded by homes, wells, and farms with minimal industrial land nearby. Look at the zoning map. The parcel is ringed by quiet residential and agricultural use. Now, it's Festus. It may not be downtown Kirkwood or Clayton or Ladue, but it brings up the opportunity for data centers to be put in several places. And if one comes in, do more come in? The city council vote comes just days after the city's Planning and Zoning Commission advanced the rezoning plan by just a 1-vote margin. Now, on the other hand, city council and the people who are voting for this say growth creates jobs. Jobs can turn into careers, and those careers can help stabilize communities. So to each their own, these things happen in life when it comes to those situations. This time it happens to be a data center that is getting a lot of the attention. Do we need it? Do we want it? Do we really know about it? Is it going to hurt electricity? Is it going to take our electricity rates up? Is it going to pollute the water? Are there going to be other factors that we don't know about yet? I don't know. Those are things that are going to be talked about when it comes to everything that they're trying to figure out at this time of life. So 6:21 is the time. We're off and rolling on a Monday morning. We'll have a very interesting interview today at 7:30 as well when it comes to technology and using technology at events and concerts and to keep people safe, to make sure we don't deal with some of the things that have happened in big environments again. So you won't want to miss that. These are safety technologies that are being used right now that we don't even know about. And that's where technology comes into play to help us all from that standpoint. This is Art City Now. You can jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Say hi. Let us know what's happening. 855-282-8255 is where you can call. And on social media, we're on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, that's X, Facebook, and YouTube, giving you your day's headlines, the sports news around the world. We got to give one out for Ryan, too. It's 13 in a row by the Detroit Pistons, the best team in the NBA, by the way. Not that we're turning it into NBA. We don't have a team in town. But I will tell you this. The Detroit Pistons have now won their 13th straight game. 13th straight game.
Shout out Cade and them, man. Cade and them. Yeah.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade and them, yeah. That's what people call him, Cade and them, because there was a meme when he was in high school. He had the greatest high school basketball team of all time, Montverde. He had all these D1 guys on him, the NBA players, and they just called him Cade and them because they were just so good. They were beating everything by.
Oh, Cade and them.
Cade and them. Yeah, it's literally Cade and them.
That's the best high school basketball team ever, really?
It's not it's literally one of the best, by point differential.
Did they even lose a game?
I don't think they did. They had they had literally every player on their team was.
Cade Cunningham is a guard for the Detroit Pistons,
right.
And he played his college basketball at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And then he went to the Detroit Pistons, and the Pistons now won 13 straight games.
It literally changed from the topic being Cade and them at Montverde being all the M guys, like Cade and them were good. Now, when the Pistons were trash, it was Cade and them because they were so bad. It was just Cade and them. Now it's Cade and them again that they're good. So it's just weird. It's a meme that just keeps going and keeps growing.
Cade and them. All right. Well, there's your NBA shout out for this morning. 13 straight for them, looking mighty fine. Anything else you guys want to jump into, let us know. Of course, Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us each day from 8 to 10 o'clock. And of course, anything else that you guys want to jump in, you guys want to talk about, we'll do that too. Something else I saw come down, I don't know all the details about it. I'm not sure why this has happened. But, I hope all is good over there because they do so much good work. But Evolution Fest is not coming back for 2026. Steve Shankman and his entire team put on some of the most incredible concerts and venues over at Forest Park the last few years. They're going to be on pause because they said it's due to several major events scheduled across the region in 2026. So Evolution Festival announced that it's, quote, on pause due to several major events scheduled, including the United States 250th birthday, the World Cup, and the Olympics all taking place this next year. So with all of that going on, all of that kind of in play, they decided that they're just going to take a little break and jump back into things again, maybe in 2027. So not going away, just doing a little pause. So if anybody was wondering what was happening, of course, that just took place in September. Lenny Kravitz was there. He was one of the headliners for that. So that was a really, really good concert. They're just going to take a little break. We'll see where it goes and what happens after that. But hopefully they'll come back. I did hear this when it came to the weather for this weekend. We know it's going to get cold. Dare I say it? A slight chance for a little bit of snow this weekend. I know, man. Oh no, snow in St. Louis! Everybody run for the hills! But I did hear that for the first time yesterday. And I was like, come on. Is that really a possibility? Is there really going to be that possibility coming up? Well, I don't know. It's difficult to imagine we have 60s today for the high. At least we're expected to see 60s. But when it comes to the possibility of snow, and of course, I mean, it's not like, oh my God, we've got downfall coming. We've got snow sticking. No, it's just sometimes when you see it for the first time each year, you see that system. Allegedly, there's a system heading our way Friday night into Saturday, which could make for a challenging forecast. So they say, the weather forecasters, the front that's coming in, it's likely to spread some precipitation back into the region Friday night into Saturday morning. So there is a window, I said just a window, for slushy, wet snow to mix with rain and even some potential for a slushy accumulation, at least in a portion of the viewing area, including the metro St. Louis. Okay, we'll see. We'll see that. It's 5 days out, 4 or 5 days out, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We're just telling you some of the possibilities that could happen when it comes to seeing maybe a little snow, a little slush, some of those things that could be coming down. All right. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break right now. We'll take care of the Facebook issue for you guys since we're not on Facebook. I appreciate somebody letting us know.
You should be.
Okay, hopefully we are. Somebody was just letting us know that. Maybe it's their issue. Maybe it's on their side. They're technical. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll continue to promote everything St. Louis all the time. It's Arch City now. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. If you want to call, you can. 855-282-8255. You can catch us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, that's X, Facebook, and YouTube. Say hi. We'll talk about what you guys want to talk about when it comes to promoting this area. Back with more of the show. We are the Lou Information Station, and we are live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook.
Yeah, probably.
The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? At Brown and Crouppen, you can
Okay, this is not good.
get paid. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen. This is Mizzou wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr. and I'm Mizzou linebacker.
And I drop touchdown passes that can help my teams win.
Thanks, fellas. Nothing beats college football season and nothing beats.
He needs to give his game check back.
Who?
Kevin Coleman Jr., who screwed Mizzou on Saturday. I don't know if you saw, but he dropped a touchdown pass.
No, I didn't even see it. I didn't even watch that game. I was like, man, I know what he's going to lose.
They have a chance. He catches his touchdown pass. They're within 3 points, and there's 7 minutes left in the game, and their defense was rolling.
I think this is one of the best Mizzou defense has ever been.
Ever.
Really?
I've been associated with the team since 1990, and there was no better defense in that time or before, and it's sad. And they lose 6 to 7 of those guys next year. Not good.
The Evolution Festival is on pause due to several major events coming up in 2026, including the U.S. 250th birthday, the World Cup, and the Olympics. The music festival began in August 2023 and took place in Forest Park. Lindbergh Schools announced Monday that two of its high school students, Sarah Bailey and Rebecca Thomas, were picked to perform in the 2025 Macy's Great American Marching Band Color Guard at the Thanksgiving Day Parade. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, blueinfo.com weather, presented by STL Sports Central. Raising Lou Info anytime, anywhere. Here's your louinfo.com weather update. Low pressure slowly moving out of our area. We will have some lingering cloud cover today, a little bit of fog, and we're in the upper 50s. Overnight, a slight chance of a shower in the evening, but clearing after midnight. Windy, and we're in the mid-30s, and then quite a bit cooler on Wednesday. Sunny and mid-40s, sunny on Thanksgiving. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station. It's streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app. St. Louis sports fans, now you can go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie Miklasz, Randy Carricker, Mike Claiborne, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Also, monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and you'll be supporting local media. Join now at STLSportsCentral.com.
Minute 30.
Thank you, buddy.
You've been
Hey, good morning, St. Louis. It's a gray, cloudy day, but we're inside. We're warm. We're having fun. We're getting things going this morning. 6:34 is the time. Happy Thanksgiving week. It is that time of year. It's a holiday season. Again, it kicks off this week. A lot of college kids back in town. There are high school kids that are off. Some of the other kids finishing up their final day today. I don't know anybody else that goes to school tomorrow on Wednesday. If you do, let me know. I just don't know. I think most of the kids were off going to school Monday and Tuesday, and then having Wednesday off. Of course, Guns and Hoses here in St. Louis tomorrow night. Really enjoyed having Charlie Metzner in yesterday from the St. Louis Heroes Network. St. Louis Hero Network talking about Guns and Hoses, their raffle. I mean, seriously, check out St. Louis Hero Network.com in regards to the events that they have, the charities that they're involved in, what they're doing to raise money, not only for Guns and Hoses tomorrow night, but also for the 12 Bars of December. That's coming up on December 13th, where they will be raising money. You go to the website, you can buy a sweatshirt for their team, to promote their team, to raise money, obviously raising money for Backstoppers and other charities throughout the region. You can go ahead and check that out, December 13th. Also, we've got other ways that you guys can get involved. You just go to their website. This week, you've got a lot of things going on in the St. Louis area as well. You've got Winterfest downtown on Saturday. You've got a St. Louis Blues game on Friday at 3 p.m. The Blues then turn around and play Saturday night at 7 p.m. And you've got all the other festivities that seem to be happening around town. Mizzou basketball plays tonight. South Carolina State, they're 0-6, Mizzou 6-0. You've also got Mizzou playing Friday. They host Cleveland State. That's a 1 p.m. game. As you can see, a lot of the sports activity coming up on Friday as well. If there's other things going on in the area, of course, we always love to know that as well, just kind of promoting things that are happening around town when it comes to getting out, enjoying. I know shopping season starts to come around the corner as well. It's going to be colder throughout the St. Louis region this week, that's for sure. Today, about 60 throughout the metro area for a high. No sun, may have some spotty showers, some mist, some drizzle, but the temperatures are a little bit warmer. Overnight, the skies become a little more dry, but then we get colder temperatures, a cold front coming in, where we're talking about highs in the lower 40s this week, maybe even a day where you have the possibility of a high in the upper 30s on Saturday. And that is because we were just talking about it. I'm not saying that there's snow coming, but they're like talking about the possibility. Friday into Saturday, maybe some slushy weather, maybe some flurries, who knows. But it is Thanksgiving as well, coming up on Thursday, and we've been talking about that a little bit. Favorite Thanksgiving dishes, sides, you name it. Where do you go? What do you do? If that's something that you get involved in, you can let us know from that standpoint too. You've also got some high school football action coming up this weekend. Are you that tight with your St. Mary Southside that you know where they're playing this week in the Final Four? Because they're in the Final Four, and I'm just curious to know where they look. And if you see it, let me know, because I wanted to give them a shout out when it came to the St. Louis High School football playoffs. And are you checking it out?
Yeah, I'm checking it out right now. Trying to find it out.
Because we got to give them their due, right?
Yes, yes we do.
That's all right. Yeah, I was checking it as well, just to make sure where those games are being played. Now, I'm going to go ahead and check that class there, because what you have going on this weekend. And it's funny, because I guarantee nobody in a million years would have thought that Pattonville. What's that?
I think they play Hannibal.
Oh, do they? Hannibal always good. They're always up there. They got some good teams playing. Pattonville plays at Nixa, and who would have thought that out of all the teams in the area in 6A, that it would be the Pattonville Pirates advancing to the Final Four of the state freaking playoffs. But there it is. Pattonville will be playing at Nixa. That's in 6A. The other two teams are from, you've got Jackson and Lee Summit. Some may have called that an upset. Jackson taking out CBC. It is what it is there. In 5A, you've got a big matchup. Kirkwood playing at Platte County. Actually, that game is at Kirkwood. So Kirkwood hosting a huge game coming up Saturday. That'll be absolutely packed. And then you've got Cardinal Ritter, I believe, hosting Carthage in 5A. And wouldn't that be fun to see? Cardinal Ritter and Kirkwood in the 5A state championship. Kirkwood, of course, coming down to 5A this year. They were in 6A last year to play. And I do believe that's where that game is being played. And then in 4A, a couple teams too. You've got, and wait a minute, you're saying St. Mary's is playing at Hannibal? You're sure about that?
Pulling it up.
If you can pull it up.
I'm pulling it up on Max Preps.
Okay, yeah, no, I appreciate it, buddy. Let me know if we can get a chance, because I was just talking about that. But you've got, in 4A, we've got St. Mary's taking the field with Hannibal, but then you've also got Festus, which is in the area as well. Festus with a game against Kearney. So we've got some local teams that have made the Final Four and are playing.
It says a neutral playoff game.
Yeah, but it's I was told that the Kirkwood game is at Kirkwood in 5A.
Maybe at St. Mary's. I heard they did host districts. I don't know if they changed it, but
Yeah, if somebody knows, please let us know from that standpoint. We would appreciate that.
come on,
Also, in Lift for Life is into the Final Four too.
yeah, good.
So congrats to Lift for Life for getting their opportunity.
Shout out Coach Tony.
Yeah, and making it through. So Tony Wolf is the head coach over there. So getting caught up on some of those things that are happening throughout the area. Also, we cover these sports, all things, all the time. News headlines, St. Louis, we're here. Let us know if you want to promote things that are happening in the region, happening in the area. We certainly appreciate that as well. Some of the other things, obviously, last night, the St. Louis Blues, they took one on the chin in New York. They played tight. They played well. They just didn't come away with the win. And you're like, dang, it's like somehow, some way, we got to get that team winning games. They're losing, but when they lose tight games. I mean, tight games. We appreciate you guys jumping in on the chat line. You can do that at Facebook, X, and YouTube. Donna says, good morning, Vic and Ryan, everyone. Hopefully things are going well. Yeah, the weather's a little bit cloudy. It's a little gray, misty, but it's not cold, which is a good thing. So we appreciate you guys coming in and getting involved there with us as well. But anyway, I was talking about the Blues. They lose last night. Final score 3-2. They have one more road trip. They've been gone for a while. The 5-game road trip ends tomorrow night. They will be taking the ice with New Jersey, one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference right now. Blues right now currently on their road trip are 1-3. They did pick up some overtime points, or an overtime point, and then they won a game, but 1-3. New Jersey next, and then the Blues come back this weekend, as we were talking about. Games on Friday and Saturday, back-to-back games on the weekend. That's cool for fans. Then they have another game coming up Monday night, so 3 straight home games there. And in the midst of that, it's an interesting 3 p.m. Friday start. So once again, they have a 3 p.m. Friday start, and then Saturday they come back and play a 7 o'clock game, and then same on Monday. So lots of action, lots of things that can get done. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, we talked about some high school football games in the area. My son told me Kirkwood was hosting that game. So that would be a packed game we see in Kirkwood and Platte County. Platte County is number 1 in the state. They're one of the best teams in the state. My son's team lost to Platte County in the semifinals last year of state on the way, and then Platte County went on to win the state championship after they beat us. No thanks to some really nice, kind officiating in Kansas City. Just trust me. You don't want to play Platte County at Platte County. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
I think they played St. Mary's when I was there or something with the state too.
Okay.
They
have
won state a lot.
the best quarterback in the state is at Platte County, by the way. He's my teammate's son. Rocco Marriott's his name. He had a Mizzou offer, had a West Virginia offer. He was committed to James Madison, and he just decided to go to Central Florida, where Scott Frost is the head coach, former Nebraska All-American quarterback and Nebraska coach. He now has a really good program at Central Florida out of the Big 12. So Rocco Marriott's headed there. And they'll be coming in to town. You get a chance to see him. They have a receiver who's got some Power 4 offers. They've got a tight end who's got some Power 4 offers. But Kirkwood is a really good team, too. And Jerry Macklin, head coach, former Mizzou All-American, played in the NFL for a long time. That could be a whole lot of fun on Saturday, too, to go out and, watch a game with your kids. The weather's not going to be that great, or at least it doesn't look like it's going to be that great. But anyway, some things for people to get out and enjoy if they want to do that. Mike Howell, I appreciate you letting us know. Hannibal plays at St. Mary's. That is for sure at St. Mary's.
Man.
So, and I'm assuming that would be Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's another local opportunity for people to watch. And then I got to find out exactly where that game would be for Cardinal Ritter and Carthage. So that's in 5A as well. Cardinal Ritter has another really good team. They're back after getting upset last year as well in the quarterfinals. So they have a younger team, super running back, but they're doing their thing with a freshman quarterback. So we love to promote the local teams in the area as the football season winds down. We are Art City now. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. I'm Vic Faust, producer Rye here all the time. If you ever want to give us a call, you can do that as well. The phone number is 855-282-8255. You can always jump in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. You can join our show there. And of course, let us know if there's anything from a St. Louis standpoint that you guys want to promote, get involved with, anything from that standpoint. We do it. Charity events that are going on, anything and everything, that's what we do. And speaking of charity events, one of the best events in the country, of course, is Guns and Hoses tomorrow night. There's still, I think, a few tickets left. If not, if you can't get down there too, you can watch it on Fox 2. Just an amazing event that covers St. Louis. It promotes Backstoppers, which takes care of the families who have lost their loved ones, their breadwinners in the line of duty, and they take care of them for life with financial support. And that is super expensive. People have to jump in and take care of whatever they can from that. That's what Backstoppers does. That's why an event like tomorrow night is so important when it comes to what people do. And by the way, if you haven't been, they're really fun. They really are. And they get better every year. The fights get better. I mean, Steve Holly's vision, and not to leave anybody out, just some of the people that I know, and Jesse Finney, with the fight production in regards to the fights, the matchups between police and fire becoming better every single year. Just a really good night. And as we know in St. Louis, it kind of kickstarts and might even be one of the highlights of the Thanksgiving year. And they don't have these in other cities. They don't. I've lived in several other cities. It kind of brings the community together. Really love watching it. Love seeing it happen. And we have it in this town. It's something to feel good about. Something to be proud about, as a matter of fact. Because St. Louis isn't some massive city. You know, it's a bigger, smaller city. People know each other. There's some money here. There are. People promote and do a lot. People try to help a lot. There's a lot of charitable organizations out there. All of them do a really good job. And everybody's fighting for those dollars. So we appreciate the people that do go out and promote and try to help out the city as much as they possibly can. Other things that are going on, Mizzou basketball, they're in action tonight. Not necessarily a great game, but or a great matchup, so to speak, but they do play. I repeat, they do play South Carolina State. South Carolina State is 0-6. Mizzou is 6-0. And then they play Cleveland State on Friday. So that should be a lot of fun when they play Cleveland State on Friday as well. Dennis Gates' old stomping grounds, his old school. And then you've also got another fun basketball game coming up in 2 days. On Thanksgiving, St. Louis U, with their first real test of the season, they're playing Santa Clara out in California. That's a 6 p.m. start. We'll find out more about what they are when they get a chance to play Santa Clara. Santa Clara, by the way, if you didn't know, also an NCAA tournament team last year. And allegedly, they're supposed to be even better this year. So we'll see where all of that goes when it comes to what they have coming on and playing there. So also, you've got the SLU Billikens. They have now advanced to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA soccer tournament. They will be playing Bryant. Bryant, that is Sunday, November 30th. That'll be a very interesting matchup when they get to take on Bryant. And I have that as a SLU game at 5 p.m. And that would be, once again, that would be Sunday, this Sunday, 5 p.m. So SLU's good. They're very, very good. And I could very easily see them winning this matchup and going into the Elite Eight. They play a very good team defense, and they've been very good this season. They've already got wins over Kentucky and Indiana in their first 2 games of the NCAA tournament. Mike says 1 p.m. kickoff. I didn't know what game that was for. Was that for Hannibal St. Mary's? 1 p.m. Yeah, it was, because I said that, Mike. I appreciate you jumping in and checking that out. as I was getting some of that information out there as we were talking.
Not sure though. Max Preps is at 7 p.m.
No, they're not going to play that. That's no.
Now on Saturday.
No,
like,
no.
That's what I be saying. Why is there like high school things so hard to find games? And
Yeah, it can be. It shouldn't be. All those games are. They wouldn't do those. No, 1 p.m. Saturday for your St. Mary's Southside against Hannibal.
Catholic, baby.
In that matchup, that would probably be a 1 p.m. Kirkwood start too for Platte County on Saturday. That'll be a whole lot of fun too. Teams trying to make it to the state championship game. So that's going on. We're Art City Now here, all things St. Louis all the time. Appreciate you guys jumping in with your support on X, YouTube, and Facebook. That's what we do. We're here 6 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, and we know that people come in and come out when it comes to some of the things that are happening around town. You get up and you get rolling. I thought this was fun though. My young blood cohort over here, Mr. Rye, producer Rye. You said I asked you if you had ever heard of Motley Crue a couple weeks ago, and if you knew who Motley Crue was. You're like, I think I've heard of them, right?
Yeah. There's a Post Malone song called Motley, right?
Something like that. I love it.
I think so.
Have you heard of Guns N' Roses?
Oh, I think I'm more acquainted with Guns and Hoses.
Guns and Hoses, yeah, tomorrow night. We got Guns. We got Guns and Hoses tomorrow night. Well, Guns N' Roses is one of the most popular rock bands of all time.
Yeah.
Just before your time.
Yeah.
I love it. You never heard of the song November Rain and the Cold November Rain?
Probably if I hear it or
yeah, you would.
Maybe, but it's like I've heard of these.
They should turn that into a rap song.
Yeah, it's like I've heard these bands' names, but like I've never been like, yeah, let me play some Motley Crue.
I love it. Well, the Cold November Rain has brought some news on Guns N' Roses. How about this? They've announced dates for a world tour next year. Guns N' Roses coming back. The band says that they're going to head through South America and Europe before they hit the United States in July of 2026 for 18 shows. So, and 3 of those shows are going to be in Canada. So, I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. So, what they're going to do is, I'll check it out here. We're going to take a break here in a couple minutes. I'll look. I just saw this come down. See if they're going to, the closest spot that they're going to hit to the St. Louis area. That you never heard of the Riverport mess up? Axl Rose, the lead singer, he started a brawl over at the it was over at the old Riverport, and that's Hollywood Amphitheater.
Okay.
Yeah, he started a brawl. We'll show that for you. So I don't know if he really likes the St. Louis area or the St. Louis crowd anymore. So don't know if they'll be hitting the St. Louis area, but they've got some new songs titled Nothing and Atlas. They haven't released an album since 2008, Chinese Democracy. Since then, the only new music has come in the form of singles, if we even knew what those were. So Guns N' Roses coming back, which would be interesting. So not to get confused with Guns and Hoses, which is taking place tomorrow night at Enterprise Center. Oh, you cracked me up. Speaking of music, I know we gave this update a little bit earlier, and it was on the news update, but just want to give a shout out to Steve Shankman and all the work that he has done throughout the St. Louis area, especially when it comes to music and raising money. They just put on a terrific Evolution Fest at Forest Park back in September. They also had Lenny Kravitz was one of the headliners those nights. And when it comes to that, they've announced that for 2027 or for 2026, they are not going to do a show. They're just going to be on pause because there's so many events that are happening, not only in the country, around the world, things from that standpoint this year. So they're going to take a little break. They call it a little pause and then reevaluate to come back for 2027. but they had a terrific event. By the way, they raised $100,000 for the local United Way to help victims from the tornado that happened in May. So always doing a lot of work, Steve Shankman and his crew. So we just say congrats to them again on a job well done. They're taking a well-deserved break off for the year 2026. And there's so many venues in St. Louis that do so many great things when it comes to music. That's for sure. The Factory out in Chesterfield, the Pageant in St. Louis, and so many more other places and venues for sure. By the way, we're Art City now. Producer Rise alongside. I'm gonna give him some Guns N' Roses education during the break. Welcome to the jungle. You don't remember that?
Oh, I know that song. Yeah.
I figured maybe you would. Is like maybe just not the name, but you hear the music, you'll know it.
It's like, no, I know the band name. I probably know like 2 of their songs or more, but yeah.
They still play that at Mizzou games.
Yeah, of course.
I love it. Producer Ryan, Vic Faust. This is Art City now. If you want to jump in and join us with a comment, you can certainly let us know anything you guys want to talk about, promote. This is all St. Louis all the time and other things that are water cooler talk. X, Facebook, and YouTube. You go to Art City now. If you want to give us a call, you can always do that too. 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. We'll be back right after this, getting you set for the day here in St. Louis on this Tuesday, November 25th. It is 6:58. We'll be back right after this.
You said you guys are in the St. Louis area. So somebody, when they do it, do you guys hires you? Do you work with local police, or how does the whole situation work if a business or somebody is trying to use you guys for safety?
Yeah, another great question. So we pride ourselves in the law enforcement experience that we have within Titan. So we have over 100 years of experience between our instructors and our leadership. So if a new client wants to come on board, we send out somebody who's going to do a walkthrough and give the best analysis of what that property needs, and here's a few options, and good, better, best. And the biggest thing there, Vic, is that we're able to offer options in terms of whether it's technology, whether it's a physical human on property, or again, the drone. And it's just nice having those options.
What kind of things do drones pick up on? Let's say, I'm sure that you have been used for groups of people. I was talking about concerts. Is there some sort of situation that a drone can pick up on, or is it a human that's looking at video through the drone and monitoring situations in a crowd? Because I could imagine that would be kind of difficult if there are a lot of people around, because we are talking about safety. We're talking about people being out at events and shopping or concerts or sporting events.
Sure. Yeah. That is tough, and technology is doing a lot of really neat things. And that's one of the biggest things we're still working on. So to answer your question a little bit there. So yeah, if we're looking at a big crowd, there's analytics within the cameras, which are very helpful. But you got to kind of have that human element still intact where they're watching that as well, which leads to another point there where if the analytics within these cameras are so amazing that, if certain properties were able to dictate, okay, hey, that's a squirrel, that's a deer, that's an animal, and they will only notify us and pick up on humans or vehicles or whatever we set it to. So the analytics in these things are really outstanding.
Talking with Connor Rosas from Drone in a Box, produced by Titan Protection. Who are you guys marketing most of all? Where would this work best? With what kind of people, businesses, or so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. Really anything. Larger scale properties are really, really a good client for us. These things, they're able to cover 100 or more acres with just one drone in a box. So imagine if you had 2 or 3, you're able to cover some serious ground there. But those larger properties, warehouses, car dealerships, anything of that nature are really, really good clients for us.
And you said that's being used in the St. Louis area already, huh?
We're looking to continue to grow out there. Yeah.
No, that's it. What about anything that I haven't asked you about when it comes to how Drone in a Box is used, or information for people, things that you may not have had a chance to talk about yet? Yeah,
there's several key factors here. One of the biggest things, when it comes down to it, security is expensive, and security is not always what people want to spend their money on. But the drone option really is a money saver as well. People think drone, people think expensive, but really, if you're comparing it to a dedicated on-site officer that's there full time, you're saving over half of it. You're saving over $6,000-$7,000 a month by having a drone there instead.
How does that work then if the drone picks up on some sort of illegal activity? If you don't have an on-site officer, who would you contact in that situation?
Sure. Yeah. And that's another great question. And so we have 2 options there. We love pairing with our local law enforcement. But we also know, the world we live in, a lot of these guys are understaffed.
Yeah.
And so we try to assist with that as well. We have our own patrol divisions. And so we have a wonderful call response package. So if we've tried that drone picks something up, we notify law enforcement, but we're seeing that those response times are longer than we'd like. Well, we got to take care of our clients. And so we have our own patrol officers who will respond. Their average response time is about 10-15 minutes, which is just really helping in both that Kansas City and St. Louis market.
That is certainly interesting. Called Drone in a Box. What's the best way for people to contact you, whether it be individuals or businesses, to learn more, to see if this would work for them throughout our St. Louis metro area?
Absolutely. They can call us anytime. We've got all of our local people that are ready to talk to anybody at 913-441-0911. They can also visit tpcsecurity.com/drones.
Could you give that phone number again? You ripped that off. I couldn't even write it down. That was so fast.
We got to be quick here. Speed, quality, and service is what we're all about. So I got to slow it down sometimes. It's going to be 913-441-0911.
Connor, I appreciate it. It may not be you. That may be me just being slow. And it's also early. So that's all right. We appreciate it. Connor, continued success with Drone in a Box when it comes to using these drones and the AI interaction that can be used with it as well. We hate to say that we live in a time where you need the utmost in security, but obviously we have to have it. And we've seen that it's worked over and over again. And I've seen the value of drones, that's for sure. So Drone in a Box, produced by Titan Protection. Connor Rosas, thank you so much for taking some time with us today.
Thanks for having me, Vic.
All right. There you go. Drone in a Box. You can check it out. What do you think about those drones, man? Isn't it? I mean, zooming around and.
Yeah, I think it's needed and I think it's cool.
It is. It's needed. It's cool. And they have different packages. I didn't even get into the pricing from that standpoint because if people are interested, they can talk and deal with it from that standpoint because there are certain packages. And obviously you're hiring a company to do that. You're not necessarily doing it yourself. I do know people that use drones themselves, but I mean, you get into man hours, you get into all kinds of time and effort that's put into that too. So, you can check it out. Drone in a Box. See, I've always seen it because you watch movies and you see drones around. Because you're in crowds, I don't even know what you're looking to pick up on. There's, can you see somebody carrying? Then you don't know if somebody is licensed or whatever the case may be when it comes to some of those situations. But especially when it comes to the holiday season, you don't want to be victimized in some way. Your car, your property, homes, businesses, whatever the case may be. So that's why we brought you that interview, and maybe you got something out of it. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. That's producer Rye, who was talking to you just a second ago. 7:47 on this Tuesday morning, November 25th. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Following us coming up today, Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They take you from 8 to 10 o'clock, from 10 o'clock to 11 today. It's Jennifer Bordeaux and her business show. And then, of course, every Monday through Friday from 11 to 1, it is Charlie Tuna and the Posse. And to find out more about all of the content that the station has, that our network has, you can go to luinfo.com. Once again, that is luinfo.com. Love to talk about St. Louis, promote things that are happening all throughout the area. We were talking a little bit earlier when it came to things to do this weekend. Guns and Hoses tomorrow night in downtown St. Louis at Enterprise Center. They had the weigh-ins last night. Every year the event gets better and better. There still may be some tickets available. Really cool event if you can go down and enjoy it in person. Also, if you can't, you can also watch it on Fox 2 as they bring that to you each year as it aims to raise, and they're going to blow out over $1 million in money raised for Backstoppers, which again is just fantastic for the St. Louis area. It shows how much people are committed, especially to this event, which we heard yesterday from Charlie Metzner, who's with the St. Louis Hero Network, also a St. Louis firefighter, that so many people from other states over the years have come and tried to figure out how St. Louis is able to put an event like this together year after year. Committed businesses, committed donations, committed people to helping Backstoppers, which of course helps first responders' families after their loved ones they've lost their lives in the line of duty. But nobody can ever just kind of put it together, what St. Louis has done. Tremendous tribute to Steve Hawley and the crew, Jesse Finney, not want to forget anybody, who's done a terrific job of putting the fights together, and so that the information it continues to get better year after year. The fights get better and year, the atmosphere, the show, all of it. Just a really cool event, something for St. Louis to feel proud of. And it's become a tradition. It's a holiday tradition. It's a Thanksgiving Day or Thanksgiving week tradition here in the St. Louis area. So that's going on tomorrow night. We talked about some of the events, the Blues playing Friday and Saturday, Friday, 3 p.m. game. Also, you've got some basketball going on. Mizzou plays tonight. They host South Carolina State. That's a 6 p.m. game. Also in action on Friday at 1 o'clock. other news and headlines we were talking about, SLU basketball plays Thursday night. Their first test of the season, real big test. Santa Clara out in California. We'll find out what they've got going on. Mizzou football in action this week as well at Arkansas. Another big game for them. We'll be previewing that a little bit more tomorrow. Yoel Pozo, Cardinals catcher, is being brought back. He was really good behind the plate. He did well with some pinch hitting opportunities last year too. Just a nice player. They were able to get him signed, so he'll be back with the Cardinals this next season as well, as we give you some of those updates. Also, when it comes to some of the the news headlines that were going on, we were teasing about it in previous breaks, but Guns and Roses, not Guns and Hoses, Guns and Roses coming to Busch Stadium August 16th, 2026. They have a couple new songs that they will be debuting, that they'll have a chance to come in and play for. Looking forward to that. If you want to, you can put that on the list. Motley Crue already coming to St. Louis. There's been a couple more. It seems like 2026 is a big touring year, that's for sure. And there are other events that are going on. Evolution Fest will not be back for 2026. Steve Shankman and his team are taking the year off in regards to that, putting on pause because there's so many events that are happening, not only from a local standpoint, but also a national standpoint. So they say that they're just going on pause for a little bit, maybe come back in 2027. They're coming off another super successful show in 2026. That was just a few months ago in September over at Forest Park. Lenny Kravitz was one of the headliners on those nights when they brought that concert event to the St. Louis area. And outside of that, they've done a really good job of raising money in St. Louis too. Talk about putting something together. How about $100,000 donation to the United Way? That came from proceeds from the concert that went to help victims from the May tornadoes. And obviously there's still a lot of people struggling, a lot of debt to be paid, a lot of bills to be paid, a lot of construction going on, and people just needing basic needs as we head in to the holiday season. So that was really good of his team being able to put some of those things together. So grateful for that. Also, wanted to make sure that people knew what was happening when it came to Thursday. Get your plans in place now. If you got to get your food, you get it now, whatever's going on. Schnucks, by the way, is closed all Thanksgiving Day. They'll have their normal hours on Wednesday. Deerberg's is closed Thanksgiving Day. Walmart will vary by store. Save-A-Lot's open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. that day. Whole Foods Market, all stores will be open from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Fresh Time Market, all stores open from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Target, all stores are closed on Thanksgiving. CVS, most of their locations will have some reduced hours, but some stores may be closed depending on what the store it is. The Walgreens 24-hour stores, by the way, will all be open, but if they're not a 24-hour store, they will not be open on Thanksgiving. And then also Aldi, all their stores will be closed on Thanksgiving Day as well. So we just try to get you up to date with all the information that's heading this way, that's going on. And of course, anything else that you guys have, you can keep us posted when those things are going on. We've also got, let's see here, all the information, all the news that we had. Gosh, we got a lot going on here, right? Holy moly. It's Thanksgiving Day week. You said your boys, your friends are coming back into town as well.
Oh, boys, my business partners as well. They're coming back.
So we got plans. The weather is going to get colder. Today you're going to have, about 60. It's decent outside right now, 60 for a high, but it's going to get cold the rest of the week. So just get ready for it. These things happen. We appreciate you guys joining us too every day, as you do. Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. We're always looking for the interviews. If you guys have ideas, let us know. Message us in. That's what we try to do here, just like the interviews we had yesterday, that we have today. Just enjoy the week. But we also talk. I had a meeting yesterday. If you have an opportunity to help somebody out in any sort of way, whether it's with your time, at a charitable organization, even if it's for an hour. These people need it. The charities need it. If you can help out with a little cash, there's nothing like the feeling of giving. It's that time of year. There are people who need. That's what these events like tomorrow night's Guns and Hoses event cater to and help. They're helping specifically out backstoppers. But there's so many organizations like the St. Louis Hero Network that we were talking about yesterday that do things all throughout the community that could use your help. So don't ever think that you're in a position that you're not in a position to help from financial standpoint or even with your time, because it is that time of year. And we just want to take a moment to remind people that there are people out there that it may not seem like it's a big deal. Oh, they don't need that, but it is 30 minutes of your time, an hour of your time. It all helps and it all goes towards a better effort. And that's what we're trying to remember here as we remind people all the time to stay as positive as you possibly can. As we move in and get to the end of the year, man, it's gone by so darn fast. And of course, we always appreciate your help and your support here with the station and everything that we're trying to do here too. Okay. So with that being said, we're here tomorrow. Are we here Friday? Do you even know about that? Right? I don't know, man. Do we have shows Friday? I thought we were off Thursday and Friday.
I don't know. I think
we just come in and work.
I know Charlie said he got a show Friday or something. I don't know. I just clock in and go.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the same boat. I gotcha. By the way, don't forget, you've got a lot of high school football coming up Friday as well. Games in town, Kirkwood and Platte County, St. Mary's hosting as well this weekend local. If I looked at it right, I thought Cardinal Ritter was hosting. Festus in action, another local team. Lift for Life, another local team playing Saturday. I'd love to promote the local football teams, what appears to be in the state semifinals. So a lot of fun action, a lot of fun things going on there when it comes to the high school football season. So, and promoting the St. Louis area. So once again, we appreciate you guys joining us today. We are Arch City Now. We're always on at X, Facebook, and YouTube. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys jumping in. And of course, as always, stay positive. For producer Rye, I am Vic Faust. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow at 6 a.m. for Arch City Now.